of the doubleheader. Central Michigan falls in game one, 5-4 on a walk-off. Peyton Price, Evan Furno, Tony Davis in the studio. We're getting things started soon between these two teams, and Central Michigan's new starter, Peyton, is Cookie Campo.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to figure out what the combination was going to be. We expected Mackenzie Langen for game one, as she always does, and then we expected Brooklyn Campo for game two. It looks like we are going to get Campo for game two, even though it was Aubrey Strelo that not only started game one, but went the full 7. And she did a great job. She really excelled at not letting the hits string together, not let a little inning of a couple base runners turn into a big inning with some runs, but in the end, unfortunately, just throwing the hands out at it was the batter that brought in those last 2 runs to walk it off. And despite her great outing, maybe there needed to be a change for that 7th inning. Who knows? Now we're looking at Brooklyn Campo, who has been a very effective starter for game 2. Hopefully she can reel this one in and kind of, get the life back for the Chippewas to take this game and hopefully, again, keep the life for game 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, these two teams played a really good game. I mean, you got to feel for Aubrey Strelo because she was really good. The outcome just ended up being the wrong way, but through most of that game, she was pretty dominant.
Yeah, and she got the run support, too. It's not like the bats were inexistent. The bats did their job as well. Unfortunately, the bats for Akron just came alive at the perfect time. They had 3 solo home runs, which were, until the 7th inning, the only runs that Strelo had given up. And then it was a walk to put the tying run on first base, and then it was a bunt single that happened to work out in Akron's favor to put both the tying run and the winning run on. And then they got down to 2 outs, got down to their last strike. Strelo was knocking on the door, and then just going fishing for a base hit brought in the 2 runs to end the game. It was a strong performance, potentially just a little bit too long, well over 100 pitches. I think she might have gotten into the 130s. It's a tough day going that long, and then in the most clutch moment, unfortunately, she doesn't have the most experience as just a freshman, and that could have been the downside to that scenario, which is what led to the loss.
Yeah, and we know that this team is a game-by-game mindset, so they need to know that they have to flush that game, because they could still, even though they can't win the day, they can still not lose the day.
Correct.
By splitting and putting themselves in position to win the series tomorrow if they can win this one.
And you got to remember, of course, there's really no pressure into any of these games as they've already clinched the MAC tournament for this coming weekend. So the job of trying to steal a win anywhere in desperation mode to make the tournament, that's already out the window. They're in the tournament. So now it's just trying to get themselves as high of a seat as possible, while also, again, trying to be as prepared to win those tournament games as possible.
Now, they've just exchanged lineup cards down at home plate. Messages being exchanged in that Central Michigan dugout coming into Game 2, Peyton? What do you think Coach Solomon's trying to preach?
Well, for the Bats, it's essentially stayed doing exactly what they were doing. They're going to see a new pitcher today. Well, this game, sorry. They're going to see a new pitcher this game, so they're going to have to adjust quickly and figure out what they're going to have to do at the plate, but it's essentially do what they were doing, and that's get base runners on, advance those base runners. They scored all 4 of their runs with 2 outs, so their 2-out hitting was exceptional. If they can keep that alive, they should be in a great spot. We didn't see any blunders out in the field. They've been playing very good defense these last couple of weeks, very clean defense, and even their outfielders have been making some flashy plays to save some runs in prior series. You're not going to ask for their outfielders to make the extra plays, but if they can, that's great. And you don't really want to be in the scenario where you're having to scrounge out outs to save runs. But essentially, do what you've been doing and hope that the pitcher Brooklyn Campo for Game 2 can have a little bit more success.
Peyton, would you do the honors and take us through the lineup that Central Michigan will put out here for Game 2?
Absolutely. So it's going to be very, very similar to Game 1. And we only have Central Michigan starting lineup at the moment. Angela Petrovic will remain leading off. Jenna Kuzera will stay right behind her. Petrovic at second, Jenna Kuzera out and left. London Williams will stay in the 3-hole playing first base. But now the change comes between Grace Koenig and Alexa Carter. Carter will be the cleanup hitter, still catching. Koenig will be at third in the 5 spot. Emma Lotus will be at 6, switching with Rachel Cairo. And then Sierra Laska will be 8, Tori breaks 9.
So everybody else pretty much staying the same. And Brooklyn Campo, the pitcher for Central Michigan.
Batting order
On the mound today for Akron is 99 Macy Walters. Her and the previous game starter have been the 1-2 punch that we've seen all year for this Akron Zips team, both well over 125 innings. She sits at 128. And we're going to have to see if Central Michigan can get to her early. Lineups being announced right now here for Akron. We will get to those in just a moment as Central Michigan gets us ready to go with the final warm-up pitches upon us.
Umpire today's game, Paul Melcher behind home, Robert Barrett at first, and Bobby Johnson at third.
And we are ready to get things started. Peyton finishing writing down the lineups in his scorecard. We are ready to get this game started. Lineups and uniforms pretty much are staying the same. Uniforms will stay the same. And now we just are ready for the official start from our home plate umpire, which he gives, and Angela Petrovich will step into the batter's box, and we are ready to go here in Game 2 of the doubleheader, Game 2 of the series. As the first pitch is fouled back and the count is 0-1. First pitch today in Game 2 is approximately 5:24 p.m. Cloudy skies, and it says 45 degrees, but it does not feel like 45 degrees.
Oh, absolutely not. It feels like it might be a gracious 15 degrees at this point.
Maybe that's Celsius. It's probably not. The 0-1 is a bunt attempt pulled back, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike. Central Michigan wants to get the offense going early. They did trail out of the gate in Game 1, so maybe if they could find a way to put the lead up, it could help them pull out Game 2. The 1-1 is inside. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, the advantage of being the away team is you get the first bat. So if you can get some runners on, get some runs home, and take the early lead, you're going to have the early advantage and early momentum.
There's a swing and a slap to center field and down. How about a leadoff single for Angela Petrovich?
Well, there you go. Get it started quick, put the foot on the gas, and just keep it there. You know, full throttle, pedal to the metal. Try and take an early lead, one that kind of like what they were trying to do in Game 1, just hold on to.
Jenna Kuzera now bats as there is a Petrovich on first and nobody out. First pitch here to Kuzera. After a long pause, is in the middle of the plate. That is a strike, and it looks like our home plate umpire only goes verbal on his strikes. Maybe not a lot of hand signals. The count's 0-1. Long pause on the reload. Swing and a ground ball foul right at home plate. It's now 0-2.
Well, I'm still confused on how the American flag in center field is not moving when we're in essentially the same vertically spot, and we feel all the wind. And it's not warm wind either.
Is that a thing?
No, I mean, just saying, it makes it even colder.
0-2. Missed away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And now, the pitch. Swing and a line shot down the first base line and foul.
Well, that's an aggressive swing, hard hit ball. I mean, that gets straightened out and stays fair. That's down the line, that's extra bases, and should be that go-ahead run if possible. Unfortunately, it just went foul, so she'll have to try and do it again.
Umpire ready, so are we. The 2-2 swung on and sent down the left field line and out of play, headed back over to the soccer stadium. That's seen a lot of action today with foul balls headed its way.
Yeah, and most of them coming from Emma Lotus as well. It seemed like every at-bat she had, there was about 5 foul balls going that way.
The 2-2. Swing and a fly ball to right. This is carrying all the way back to the warning track. Brought in to make the catch, and that is out. Number 1, bringing London Williams, the first baseman, to the plate now for the Chippewas, with 1 out and a Petrovich on first.
Yeah, she definitely got just under that one. Somehow it just kept on carrying to the warning track. It looked like for a second if it got a couple extra feet, it might go, but yeah, it just got under it, elevated it too high.
Ball misses away to start the at-bat, and the count goes 1-0. Long pause. You can hear the cheers coming out of the Central Michigan dugout as they look to strike first. The 1-0 misses away, and it is 2 balls, no strikes. London Williams waiting on a 2-0, and here it is. She swings and fouls, tips it at home plate, and the count goes 2-1 with 1 away. London Williams calls time, and she will reset herself as she looks for an opportunity to try to cash in that first run with a runner on first. As we've seen how the field is played today, something to the alley is probably going to score Petrovic.
Absolutely. I mean, those gaps still seem very huge out there. The outfield's playing back, so a nice line drive should get down as well, make for a good single.
The 2-1, swinging and a foul tip at home plate, goes right behind and off the screen, and the count is full at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind whipping on a cold May afternoon. The 2-2. That one bounced before it got to home plate, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, keep working the count. Try and extend the at-bat as long as possible. Wear down the pitcher and make sure you can get the right pitch to hit. You're going to be given a free base if she doesn't go to the zone, so take advantage of anything that's in there.
3-2. Swing and a fly ball. This looks more popped up and routine for the center fielder to come in and make the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 down now, and it brings the 4-hole hitter, Alexa Carter, who was a big part of Game 1, to the plate. She brought in that big 2-run single, a part of the 3-run inning to give the Chippewas a 3-2 lead at the time in the 5th.
She also had her 3rd RBI, too, her next at-bat with another RBI single.
First pitch here to Carter is a ball outside, and the count is 1-0. Do you think there's any real strategy with switching Carter into the cleanup spot for this game?
I mean, it's essentially just getting her more at-bats and hopefully having more of the top of the order on the base path for her to bring in.
1-0, bounces in the dirt, gets away, thrown out of second, non-existent. There will be no throw. Stealing second base safely is Petrovic, and she's in scoring position with 2 away. So resetting herself in the box is London Williams. 2 outs, Alexa Carter is up and away on the next pitch. She sees 3 balls, no strikes. 2 outs, runner on second. Top of the first inning, we're just on our way. Game 2 of the double dip. Final tune-up before the MAC tournament starts on Wednesday. 3-0s, down and away, ball 4. That's a 4-pitch walk for Alexa Carter.
Well, we know she's not afraid to swing 3-0, and that's where she got her RBIs in the last game. But, of course, I mean, that one was very easy to take. So now for the Chippewas, Grace Koenig, she's replacing Alexa Carter in that 5 spot. She's got the advantage. She has 2 runners on, so she can take advantage of being in this right spot.
In the box, Grace Koenig. First pitch she sees is low, and the count is 1-0. Long pause before Koenig steps back into the box. The 1-0. Swing and a fly ball deep right center field. This ball's got a chance, and that ball's gone. 3-run home run for Grace Koenig, and Central Michigan strikes first. They're up 3-0 on a big 3-run home run. That's a way to answer back, Central Michigan. 3-run home run, Grace Koenig.
Like I said, take advantage of the new spot. They shifted around Alexa Carter and Grace Koenig, and I mean, there's a reason for it. They wanted Alexa Carter because she was batting so well in Game 1 to have some more at-bats and have the right at-bats with the top of the order on. Grace Koenig, she comes in, and look at that. She has 2 runners on, and she takes advantage with a big fly. Like I said at the start of the game, get some runs on early, put the pedal to the metal, and then just hold on to that lead as long as possible.
Now here comes foul ball queen herself today, Emma Lotus. Bases empty thanks to the 3-run home run on the previous at-bat. And now Lotus in the box, and the first pitch that she sees is a swinging ground ball down the right field line for the first time today, and the count's 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see her hit it that way very often, but if she can get a hold of one, get it down the line. I mean, that's the perfect spot if you go first base line to leg out a triple. And she definitely has the speed to do it as well.
Yes, Emma Lotus, one of the faster players on this Central Michigan Chippewas roster. No balls and a strike, 2 outs. Standing in an 0-1 count, there's a swing and a fly ball to center field. This is routine and caught by Lee in center. However, 3-run home run, Grace Koenig sends us to the bottom of the first with Central Michigan up 3-0. We go bottom one next on 101. On the mound today for your Central Michigan Chippewas is Cookie Brooklyn Compound Jr., 5'7", a right-handed pitcher from Frankenmuth, Michigan. 93 innings on the year, 4.13 ERA. And she comes in trying to help Central Michigan even up this two-game spread on the day.
Yeah, and this is the spot for her to be. She loves being in that second game spot. She always starts it. She typically does well. So, I mean, after giving up game 1, now's the time to have her best stuff so the Chippewas can take game 2.
Megan Lee leads things off. First pitch she sees is up and away, and the count goes 1-0. On the outside corner, looking for that slap hit. Didn't swing the bat that time. Strike 3 is called, and the count is 1-1. I think.
Yes, no, it is. It is. Our scoreboard says differently, but that was a strike.
Little bunt attempt right at home plate, but it's going to roll foul almost immediately. And the count now goes 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Should be 1 and 2.
Just skeptical about that.
Yes.
We've had some count issues today. Glass and then Wygast to follow. Part of the 1-2-3 due-up for Akron in the inning as that one misses outside, and the count goes 2-2.
That was a good location, especially with 2 strikes. That's right on the edge where it's maybe you'll get the called strike, but also it's tough for the batter to try and chase after that.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the 2-2. That one misses up and outside. It is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you had it right where you wanted her in a 2-strike count, but now you've let it kind of slip away. It's 3-2, so again, no free bases, especially not with a speedy runner, so you got to go right back to the zone.
Check swing on an accidental check swing at home plate. Fouled back, count stays full.
Yeah, I mean, her bat barely left the shoulder. That was maybe an 1/8 of a swing, maybe even an 1/8 of a check swing, and just barely somehow fouled it off. I don't know how.
It was not intentional.
She didn't want to swing.
No. 3-2. That is right down the middle, and a nice tomahawk strikeout call from our home plate umpire for out number 1.
Yeah, I mean, no question on that, but apparently Megan Lee didn't see it. She starts running out for her slap hit, and by the time she gets up there, that pitch is right by her and right down the middle. A great fastball, paints the kind of outside edge, but I mean, it was a no-doubt strike and the perfect pitch for that scenario to punch out the leadoff batter.
Haley Glass in the box. First pitch that she sees is a ball away. If you look out in left center field, there are some deer running around. They're kind of behind the trees right now, but
they're right outside a couple of buildings. I mean, it's not a very rural area we're in. Very interesting to see deer at that spot.
The 1-0, swing and a miss, and the count is now 1-1. So we were talking pregame about the pitching decisions that we've seen today. Do you think they're trying to line it up for the MAC tournament, or is it just, as this pitch is up, 2 balls and a strike, or just a decision they decided to make for the series, knowing that these games don't mean as much?
I mean, it could be a mix of both. I really think the way Coach McCall Solomon coaches, she wanted to throw out a wild card, something that would kind of surprise Akron.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
And for the most part, it did. Strelo came in being a typical relief pitcher, and she went all full 7 innings, doing a great job. It just slipped away in the end. I think it was the right play for the most part, maybe bringing in a reliever to close it out, but I think that's trying to just confuse Akron. Being the great team that they are, they're going to need all the help they can get to beat them. So I think Coach Solomon just tried to throw the wild card out there.
Fouled back at home plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, I agree with that. Just seems interesting that they haven't really followed the same structure that we've seen in series past. The 2-2. That one misses up and away, and the count is now full 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I think it's also to try and have Akron only see their starting pitchers one time, because you'll typically see one of our 2 typical starters, Lang and her combo, pitch for Game 3 as well.
3-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3 and a fastball right down the middle. And that is the second out. That's 2 straight strikeouts to start the day.
Back-to-back punch-outs. I mean, she's clearly in a groove early. I mean, that's also going to be a lot easier to do when you have 3 runs of run support after just the first half inning.
Yeah, she's pitching freely right now.
Now batting number 20, Sophia Weigand.
I mean, at this point, there's not a care in the world when you have a 3-run lead.
First pitch to Sophia Weigand. She's the one that walked it off in Game 1. We don't like her right now, because she took a win away from Aubrey Strelo. She swings and misses the first pitch, though, and the count's 0-1.
Well, now Brooklyn Campo can get their revenge.
0-1, ground ball into the 6th hole and past Cairo on the dive. Kind of trickles off her glove, and it's going to be a somewhat infield single with 2 outs.
Third baseman, number
Well, I'm sure
5,
Cairo's glad she doesn't have to do her own laundry, because she's laying out for everything, and she's doing a great job of keeping it in front of her and not letting it slip past in the outfield to allow the runners to take second as well. Again, unfortunately, just slightly out of reach, making for just hard enough of a play to where she couldn't convert to get the out.
So, runner on first, 2 outs now. And Sullivan steps into the box. First pitch she sees, and she swings and misses, and the count's 0-1.
I love that Campo is getting ahead early in these counts, taking advantage of being a new pitcher that these batters haven't seen. She gets ahead, and then she has control of the at-bats, and then she can work even more freely.
Waiting here, the 0-1. That is at the top of the zone and up. 1-1's the count now. 2 outs, runner on first. 3-0 Chippewas. Long pause, reading the signs, waiting for the correct pitch. The 1-1. Inside there, just missed. 2 balls and a strike.
I'll tell you what, with our angle from up on this roof, we can't really see the height of the pitches very well, but we can really see how fast those pitches are coming in. And Campo is really delivering these very, very fast.
That one does get the outside corner, and we're even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
We saw the fastball for Strelo work very well in Game 1, so I wonder if Campo knows that and is trying to utilize that to her own benefit.
The 2-2. That is just up. And it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. You don't want to give Akron any momentum here. You would like to not walk this batter.
It's the same thing. Try and get out of this inning as quick as possible so those bats that are finding success can be right back at the plate.
As I say that one misses up and outside for ball 4. And it's now first and second, 2 away. Chippewas don't want to be giving the Akron Zips any more momentum.
Pitcher number 44, Katie Cantrell.
And as you just heard, Katie Cantrell coming to the plate.
That's a loudspeaker that's right next to our crowd mic.
Yeah, we apologize for that if that hurts anybody's ears out there.
All right, now the job of Brooklyn Campo is to not let this inning escalate any farther than it has to be. You already have runners on first and second. You got the first 2 outs with 2 strikeouts. Now let's just get out of this clean and get back to the top of the order, to the top of the second, in which you can try and get through the bottom of the order while the bats are still rolling.
First pitch is a strike. Count is 0-1. The good thing about all that is there's already 2 outs in the inning. Long pause here, the 0-1 from Cookie is a ball up, and it's even at 1-1.
Well, her first time through the order, none of these batters will have seen her, so she needs to utilize that fact and just go firing at the strike zone.
This is down and in, and it's now a batter's count, 2 balls and a strike.
You don't want to be pitching from behind like she has been the last 2 or 3 at-bats. She's in a 2-1 count now. Now the batter knows she's going to have to go to the strike zone later on in this at-bat. That's a big advantage for the batter.
Check swing right at home plate. I think it was a strike anyways, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That looked like a good pitch to swing at, too. I don't know why she held up on it. But that just let Brooklyn Compo get right back into this even count now.
Long pause. On the set and the go, the 2-2. Swing and a fly ball to right. This carries a little bit, but it's playable for Briggs. Oh, but she bobbled it in right, and it's down. And that means 2 runs are going to score, and it's a 2-run E9 that puts the runners on third. And a situation that could have had a different outcome.
Yeah, well, she clearly was too afraid of that wall. She had plenty of space to work with. She just didn't realize it, apparently. She was worried about running into it. Just kind of threw the glove at it as far as she could reach, and the ball was still out of reach. She had a couple steps to work with, just didn't take them.
That brings Day to the plate. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. I mean, that's something we didn't even see in Game 1. There were not really any defensive mistakes by the Chippewas.
Well, that's what we talked about in the pregame. What do you have to do in Game 2? It's stay clean defensively, and that's a blunder you cannot have.
Missed away. Runner on third, 2 outs. That tying run is on third base, so a base hit would tie this game all of a sudden. Just like that. We talked about limiting the damage, and now you got to find a way to just keep the lead.
Well, and Compo did her job to force the fly ball to make for what should have been an easy out.
That one into center field, and that is down. And just like that, all with 2 outs, an error basically leads to 3 runs for Akron, and this game is tied.
Well, it's just like what we saw for the Chippewa bats in Game 1, a 3-run, 2-out rally.
Batting designated player number 87, Sydney.
That's an avoidable mistake out there in right field. You make that grab, you get out of the inning with no runs. Now we see that it allowed for 2 runs, which then, with that single, made it 3 runs, and now it's a tie game, and they're still not out of it. Compo had the first 2 outs easily. Then there was a ground ball that kept the inning alive, then it was a walk, and then an error.
Now, a new player into this game that didn't really play in Game 1 except for a pinch hit appearance. Sydney Selker takes strike 1, count 0-1. This game is tied at 3. Central Michigan scores 3 in the top of the first thanks to a 3-run homer by Grace Koenig. An error by the Chippewas in the bottom half of the inning allows this game to now be tied at 3. As that one misses inside, it's 1-1. And, I mean, these are just some now unnecessary pitches on what should be an inning that's already over.
Yeah, that as well. Now it's going to be an even larger workload for Compo. She didn't have to be throwing these pitches. She could have been even more fresh for innings number 2 and whatever is left.
That's a fly ball deep right center, and that ball is gone. And all of a sudden, Akron has put runs on the board in bunches. They lead at 5-3. On the 2-run homer. A high-scoring first inning. 8 combined runs with 2 outs still in the inning.
Yeah, and you see out in the outfield, Emma Lotus just had a little kind of pick-me-up conversation with Tori Briggs out and right. I mean, that's probably going to be eating at her. She knows that she could have had her team out of this inning with no damage, and they would have had a 3-run lead. Instead, now they trail by 2 after they score 5 runs following the error. That's something they just have to try and forget now. And for Brooklyn Compo, we're going to see Brooklyn Compo stepping out now. Now Mackenzie Langen's going to come in. I mean, Compo was doing her job. She was doing what she needed to do. 2 straight strikeouts, and then it was a ground ball that turned into a single. It was just out of the reach of a diving Cairo, but it's not like it was a strong hit. And then it was a walk. And then that fly ball out toward right field that was just misplayed led to 2 runs, put a runner on third, and then just a single to bring in that other run. And now there's a pitch that got away from her, and she had to pay with that home run. Now Mackenzie Langen's in the circle to try and salvage this game if possible.
Yeah, Central Michigan's quote-unquote ace is on the mound. Now, I think this is an aggressive move, and I don't think Solomon is very happy to make this move.
Well, no, absolutely not. I mean, this is, like I said, this is trying to salvage the game now. They're still not out of the first inning. They were very close to being out of the first very clean, giving up no runs and keeping their 3-run lead. Now instead they're going to be having to play catch-up for most likely the rest of the game. Now they trail by 2, and they're still not out of the first.
And all 5 of these runs are unearned.
Correct.
Because of the error. I mean, Campo has to leave the game because of something that she did not do. She did her job to the most extent, but now you got to move on from that moment, and now you have to say, okay, now we're down again. How do we come back?
Now it's going to be a big pick-me-up that the Chippewas in the entirety are going to need from the bats. They're going to need to start something as soon as they get back to the plate in the second inning to try and steal the lead right back if possible, or at least tack on one to keep them as close in this game as possible.
So Jenkinson will bat. Central Michigan will walk back to their dugout with Coach Salmon. Mackenzie Langen, the new pitcher on the mound for the Chippewas, who we will probably... Well, now this is interesting because we were now expecting her to go tomorrow. Do they give...
It's still very possible, yes.
Okay. I mean, is that a workload you want to put on her before the MAC tournament in just a couple of days?
It's not as much of a workload as you think.
As that one misses outside for ball number one.
We see this quite often. Actually, last series against Miami of Ohio, the Miami Ohio pitcher started game one of the doubleheader and started game two. She got hit around. She got taken out early in game two, but they started her all three games.
That one is in there to even up the counts. We saw Mackenzie Langen warming up throughout game one, so she might have had this in the back of the mind that, like, if I need my number called, for some reason I have to be ready. The 1-1, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, and they know that they can be called on at any point. Stuff like this can happen. Innings can escalate out of control just like that. 5 straight batters end up coming around to score. Now it's her job to try and keep the Chippewas in this game.
Up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And depending on how her outing goes, she might be back for game 3 tomorrow. And with the pitching staff the Chippewas have, they only have 4 pitchers, so the other options, I mean, there aren't that many.
That's a swing and a high fly ball to left. This is headed towards the wall, but it's going to stay in the ballpark and be brought in by Kuzera. Well, an error, unfortunately, leads to 5 runs for Akron. They lead at 5-3. We go to the second on 101.1. The Beat.
I'm in almost every...
7, 8, and 9, starting with Rachel Cairo leading things off for Central Michigan. We are in the top of the second inning. It is Akron 5, Central Michigan 3. As we are ready to get things started. And the Bats just got to do what they did in the first inning. They put up 3 runs there. They might as well try to put 3 more up.
Absolutely. And the best way to do that is to start off with the leadoff batter in Cairo.
First pitch to Cairo, swing and a miss, and the count goes 0-1.
She was swinging for the fences right there. She saw a lot of these fly balls can carry out. She wanted one of her own, but being a leadoff batter, you really just want to get yourself on base and try and string it together a couple of hits to come around to score.
The 0-1. That one misses away, and the count is now 1-1. It's probably also a very frustrated Central Michigan dugout right now, where they're trying to come up here and swing for the fences, which I guess is not really the best mindset. You got to make sure you're selecting your pitches. The 1-1 is low, and it's 2-1, just like that. You don't want to swing at something like that.
Well, you want to be vengeful, but you also want to have a clear mind. You want to be able to see those pitches to the best of your ability. And if you're being too aggressive, trying to swing for the fences, then you might not do that.
The 2-1. That is up and in, and is now 3-1. So this is a good first at-bat for Cairo. She's worked it into an aggressive hitter's count, 3 balls and a strike, with nobody out in the top of the second inning. Long pause, and the 3-1 is inside. That's ball 4. That's a great way to start the inning with a leadoff walk.
Yeah, work the count a little bit, and then there you go. Go take first base easily, take the free bag. Now, I mean, see if you can get in the pitcher's head and catcher as well, by getting a nice, healthy secondary lead, make them worry about something other than the batter, and then hopefully create an easier job for Laska at the plate to try and move these runners around.
Designated player Sierra Laska leads things off. She looks to lay down a bunt, and she will get hit with a strike, and the count's 0-1.
See, look at that. A healthy secondary lead from Rachel Cairo at first. Have the catcher in Cantrell kind of jumpy there, ready to make a throw. Now, if you can get the pitcher and the catcher both worried about the runner on first, it should make for some maybe wild pitches or missed pitches and an easier job for the batter.
Fouled back and quickly behind in the count, 0-2. You hear that dugout, though, still very happy and cheerful as they try to get this team back in it. They know that it's the first inning. This game has so much more to be played. The 0-2. That is away and in the dirt and down. No advancement by Cairo. And Laska takes a ball to make it 1-2.
Well, happy might not be the right word for the dugout, but lively for sure. Trying to stay alive in this game. Keep any momentum possible, not give up too early.
Ready to set and deal on a 1-2 pitch. Very late swing on a pitch well inside and fouled back. The count stays 1-2.
But a great adjustment. I mean, she was sitting for the fastball, which you have to do in a 2-strike count, be able to catch up to it. But the pitcher went off speed, so then she had to keep her weight back and adjust. Walters tried to fool her, but Laska was able to just keep the hands inside, get them to the ball quickly, stay alive.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. That missed away. That's ball 2. And the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Close call, but Laska gets the call, so she stays alive in the at-bat. If she can just keep working this at-bat as long as possible, try and wear down the pitcher, hopefully she'll get a missed pitch and she can take advantage.
Swing and a fly ball. Right field. This is playable, and it's out number 1 on the catch by Andrea Day. That brings in the number 9 batter, Tori Briggs.
Right fielder, number 7, Tori Briggs.
All right, well, hopefully she's forgot about her error in right. But if not, I mean, now's the perfect time to kind of bounce back and get her revenge on the game in general in softball and get a hit, maybe bring home this run, just get herself back into her groove.
I agree. This is the perfect opportunity to take your anger out on the softball.
Right, and you hope to have forgotten about it. But if you haven't, you're going to be a little angry still. And if you want to take that anger out on the softball, there's no problem with that.
1 ball, no strikes, the 1-0. Swing and a little check swing, ground ball to short. Only plays at first, and that is the 2nd out. She does help advance the runner, though. So on the ground out to short as the wind is blowing, all of our papers around it, brings us back to the top of the order, and Angela Petrovic.
Yeah, we don't have enough paperweights out here to keep these where we want them to be, but we got to do what we got to do. We're adjusting any way possible.
Which fellow Central Michigan announcer Nick Bennett told me, make sure you bring paperweights, and I didn't do that.
I mean, cell phones work just as well, right?
They do, and they've been doing okay up to this point. Runner on second, there's 2 outs. Top of the order, Angela Petrovic into the batter's box, and she's already behind in the count. 0-1 on a swing and a miss on the first pitch that she saw. Looks to lay down a bunt there. It's foul at home plate, and it's quickly 0-2. Interesting decision to bunt with 2 outs.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the play here, because just a simple throw over to first and they're out of the inning. All it takes is a base hit in the outfield to bring home this run from second.
Something right up the middle. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 is a little slap hit into left field, and by left field I mean the parking lot, as it's foul.
Yes, went over left field, but the infield's still playing pretty far in, so a good slap hit, if you get enough juice on a line drive, should get through and bring home that runner from second.
Also playing aggressive to each bag. 0-2, swing and a ground ball foul down the first baseline this time, and we keep the at-bat going. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd inning.
Well, you want to make sure you're early on the inside pitches so you don't jam yourself and push it out weakly to the opposite side. But we really don't see the lefty slap hitters pulling it to the first base side often. Good job there to stay quick on it.
And now the 0-2. Swing and a fly ball, shallow second base, and a great play on a little backhanded grab by Civic. We go to the bottom half of the 2nd inning. It's 5-3 Akron on 101.1. We go bottom of the 2nd inning, Central Michigan 3, Akron 5. Mackenzie Langen now here for her first full inning of work, as she will face the 9-1-2. 1 through 8 came to the plate in the bottom of the first. Now we work to the bottom of the order and eventually the top of the order for the 2nd time. Here, bottom 2.
Well, if she can possibly do it, she wants to have the mentality of She's just now starting this game. This should be her quote-unquote first inning, starting the game fresh and not worry about the score on the scoreboard.
Corner infielders are in. It's Brooke Civic, the one in the batter's box, 9-1-2 for the Zips. The 1-0, swing and a miss at the top of the zone, and we're 1-1. Trying not to give the slap hitter something over the middle of the plate, trying to stay at the top of the zone. Fouled back at home plate, and it's now 1-2, a pitcher's count. One ball, two strikes. The 1-2 swung on and fouled back. Almost on the ricochet. Civic gets hit with that baseball.
We talked about in game one the netting right behind home plate. It's very bouncy, so those foul balls straight back will get launched right back into the field of play. Got to keep your eye out, not just if you're the fans.
I'm surprised we haven't had a real chance up here yet. There's a slow roller to second base. And a nice play on the flip. Petrovic for out number one with a nice flip to Williams. So one out, we're back to the top of the order, and Megan Lee steps to the plate.
Now batting, number 77, Megan Lee.
Two straight outs for Mackenzie Langan in the circle. Hopefully she's the answer that McCall Solomon needed for this game. She's rolling through the first two already. We'll see if she can keep that alive. Corners are playing in on Lee. We know she can lay down a good bunt.
Now she looks to lay down a bunt there. She does not go at it. It's up and outside for ball number one. Langan ready, and so are we. The 1-0. That one is low and outside, and it's 2-0. Never mind another late called strike, and it's 1-1.
Still got to stay alert on those, Evan.
I thought I was catching the cadence of the umpire for this game. I guess not. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Well, she's getting ahead early in these counts. That's what you want to do as a pitcher. Then you have full control, and you can mix around some pitches, try and force a chase.
The 1-2. Swing and a fly ball left center. Lotus laying out, and she makes the catch. Great play, Emma Lotus. Superman style laying out for that one, and there's one away.
Like I said, the outfield can make some flashy plays, and there you go. They normally do it when it's in a fashion to save some runs, but there you go. I mean, that saves a base runner and gets an extra out, so that works just fine. And
there's two outs. There are 2 outs on the board, and it will bring Haley Glass to the plate. The number 2 in the order. First pitch is low, and the count goes 1-0. I mean, you played baseball. What does a defensive play like that do for the energy of the team?
Well, I mean, it gets you fired up. I mean, something like that. Not only is it they making the out, but it's also you just watch something so cool.
As there's a line drive to left, no diving play this time. It's going to be down in front of the left fielder Kuzera, and it's a 2-out single for Glass.
You watch such a cool play like that, and you get fired up, and then you hopefully try and keep that momentum riding. Unfortunately for the Chippewas, they might have to wait an extra batter. If they could have made that out right there, still riding the momentum of Lotus's catch, the offense very much could have had a benefit too.
So Wygast into the box. She swings at the first pitch and pops it up. London Williams down the first base line of foul territory, gives away for the second baseman Petrovic, and she could not hold on as she crashes in to the wall in foul territory.
Well, that one's tough because that is pretty much right on the wall, but as you're supporting defenders that aren't going for the ball, that's where you want to tell her, on the wall, or you have room. Fortunately, she didn't really have room, so that's where they kind of tell her it's on the wall. She ran out of space, got a little bit too worried about it, hitting the wall herself.
I also feel like she could have maybe left that one for London Williams.
Could be.
0-1, check swing. Did she go? She did not.
Although London Williams was kind of going more backwards, chasing after it, Petrovic from second had a much better angle of attack at that ball.
I could see that. So it's a ball and a strike, 2 outs, runner on first. 5-3 Akron is our score. Like I said, bottom of the second. 1-1, runner goes. Throw down is in. Not in time. The throw looked like it was in time. And Salman, not happy. She threw all her stuff on the ground after that one.
Yeah, that looked like it was good. I mean, that's the thing, is the umpire was kind of in almost the worst angle to make that call. He's sitting, if you're looking at the base path line from first to second, I mean, he's behind second base going down that line. So he doesn't really have the angle to see the tag and the sliding foot. From here, it looked like for sure the throw beat the runner. And then it looked like Petrovic applied the tag, too.
2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. We are in the bottom half. Swing and a pop-up. This one should stay in the field of play, and this will be for the second baseman, Angela Petrovic. So the inning is over. They work around a single with 2 outs. We go to the third. It's 5-3, Akron on 101.1. We go to the top of the third inning. Jenna Kuzera leading things off for your Central Michigan Chippewas. Peyton Price is to my right. The voice you're hearing is Evan Furno and Tony Davis, keeping us on air in the Moore Hall studio all weekend long. So Kuzera leads things off here in the top of the third inning. And the first pitch that she sees is a rope job, deep right field, but it's just a foul ball, and that is going to almost roll all the way and bounce off the ends.
That's rested on the athletic center.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing might have carried a good 270 feet. That thing was a rocket. It was just a couple feet foul.
That one did not stay fair. That's a shame. That would have been a great home run.
I mean, that was going over the scoreboard. It was at the right angle.
I was going way over the scoreboard. The 1-1 after that last pitch being a ball. Misses outside, and it is 2 balls and a strike.
I think the scoreboard itself would hope that it went over, because if it hit the scoreboard, there might have been a hole in the scoreboard as well.
2-1. Swing. That works too. Base hit, center field for Jenna Kuzera, and she's 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
Now batting number 15.
Well, another hard hit ball. This one just squared up and hit more on a line, and that does the job. Leadoff batter on the base path. Now the job is to move them around. And, I mean, the home runs are nice, but I like when those runs are scored based off of stringing hits together. It gets more of the team involved, and it shows you that you're doing the right things. Getting the nice hits, moving the runners around.
So to the box, London Williams. And the first pitch that she sees is a strike. 0-1. Okay, Peyton, it is time for today's question of the day.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
It was actually supposed to be told in game 1, but things got chaotic and I forgot. So we are going to tell you what the question is after this pitch, which is low. It's a throwback to first, not in time. So the question is, you play golf.
Yes.
A lot of golf.
A lot of golf. Too much golf.
I want you to tell me, A, what is your best golf game ever, and B, what is your wildest golf experience?
Okay. I'll go after this pitch, though.
The 1-1. Outside, 2-1.
Okay, so my best nine-hole score is 34, so 2 under. My best 18-hole round is a 1 under 72. It was on a par 73. Only 73 I've ever played on, but that just had to be the one.
Outside, it's now 3-1, a good hitter's count for London Williams.
And then the craziest experience, so I was playing with my brother one time, and we're on hole number 9. We were only playing 9 holes that day as well, and I'll let you go after for this pitch as well.
Long pause on the 3-1. That is low. That's ball 4. So Central Michigan now with a good opportunity here. 2 on, nobody out.
So we're on hole 9. We're only playing 9, so it's our last hole of the day, and it's the par 3 over water. And of course, my brother is rather new to the game. He's thinking, oh, I really just want to get one onto the green from here, right? So, he takes a shot, flips it in the water. Takes another one, hooks it right, goes into the trees, hooks one left into the other trees. He unloads probably 3 sleeves of golf balls just trying to get one over the water and onto the green. And I don't think he ever did.
And for the people who don't know, how many golf balls are in a sleeve?
3 per sleeve.
Okay, so I mean, has he gotten better though?
He's gotten a lot better, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
That was in the early stages.
First pitch swinging on the ground from Alexa Carter, only plays at first, and she did her job. With both runners up 90 feet, it's now second and third. 1 out is the most important part of that.
Number 24,
and home run hitting Grace Koenig will come to the plate.
Not pretty, but like you said, did the job. It went off the end of the bat, but that was kind of a blessing. It stayed soft enough to where there was no play at second or third, so now with just 1 out, you got 2 runners in scoring position.
Swing and a miss by Grace Koenig, and I don't think she wanted to swing at that one. And in fact, when she looked back at Emma Lotus on deck, she was like, "That's my bad. Shouldn't have swung at that one."
Well, I think it was just she was reading fastball, and it was off speed that came her way, and she just swung right over it way too early.
Waiting here, the 0-1. It's a bunt attempt, and now the play is at third, out at third base. It's a Central Michigan base running error. And back to the dugout goes Jenna Kuzera as they play the Mario Death Noise.
Number 11, Emma Lotus.
Emma Lotus will step to the plate, 2 on, 2 out still. It's first and second now with 2 away. That's a big mistake there once again by the Chippewas, where now mistakes are hurting them here in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, and everyone could have been safe if Kuzera just put a little bit more effort into getting back to third. She was kind of looking away and just trying to take a step at third while the throw was going over there, made for an easy tag. All 3 runners could have been safe and on board. That's another blunder that might come back to haunt the Chippewas.
First pitch outside to Emma Lotus. Next one is also on the outside edge. He does get the call this time, though, and it's 1-1.
Now it becomes that much harder to score these runs. You had 2 runners on in second and third in less than 2 outs. Now you only have a runner on second with 2.
That's a fly ball center field. It is going to hang up there, though, and a promising inning ends with a 0 for the Chippewas as they do not score on the fly out to center field. We go bottom 3. It's Central Michigan 3, Akron 5 on 101.1 The Beat. And Maddie is warming up again. She started game 1, and she's working to get maybe herself back in here to game 2, depending on the situation.
Yeah, again, not very uncommon for softball. You see some pitchers giving a pretty heavy workload. Maybe she's just trying to stay loose and stay prepared for tomorrow, but it's not out of the question that she might come into this game if they really need to try and hold their lead or stay into it. As of right now, they're looking like they're doing just fine, though.
5-3 is our score. Ball outside, and the count goes 2-0. As Sullivan is the one in the box. That one at the bottom of the zone gets the call. That time it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. The 2-1 from Mackenzie Langen. Swing and popped up right behind home plate. More like get near the circle and caught by the third baseman Koenig.
The catcher, number 44, Koenig.
Well, I mean, good for Langen. A nice and easy out to start this inning. Hopefully she can keep that rolling, make it a quick inning. Obviously the Chippewas couldn't bring one in to score, but they put some pressure on. Hopefully if Langen can get through this inning quickly, get those bats back up, they can get started right where they left off.
Cantrell into the box, and the first pitch is outside for ball number 1. And that one misses. So the count's now 1-0. 1 out. The 1-0. Miss. No, got the corner, and it's 1-1.
I mean, that one's quite a bit outside, but very gracious call. Langen's not going to complain about that one.
That's a ball on the corner there.
See, that one looked like that was middle, so clearly we're not seeing something right.
Count sits 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Waiting here, 2-1 is in the zone, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And now that 2-ball, 2-strike pitch from Mackenzie Langen. Just misses low, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Don't want to lose any batter at this point. You got to try to keep this game 5-3 for as long as possible until your offense can find a way to respond. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball to third and past the diving Koenig into left field. That's a 1-out single and a runner on for the Zips.
Well, that's the advantage of working the count as long as possible. She never really found the right pitch to hit. She kept working it, stayed alive in the at-bat, kept getting more pitches, finally found one hittable, and then got a piece of it, got a hard line drive right past the hot corner.
So now batting is going to be Andrea Day as she steps to the plate with 1 out. First pitch misses to the outside, and the count goes 1-0. With 1 out, you're in the bottom of the third. Akron scored 5 runs. All 5 runs came unearned thanks to an error by Tori Briggs. That's a strike on the corner, and it's 1-1.
Now the defense, especially the outfield is playing deeper. They're playing what we call no doubles. The idea is to keep everything in front and not get by them to the wall so they can try and keep that runner on first and going all the way and scoring.
1-1 catches again. It's 1-2. Yeah, but Central Michigan saw their offense spark, I guess is the way you could put it. Spark in that first inning with a 3-run home by Koenig. So you know the runs are there, and they can get to this pitcher. That's why it's important to keep this game right where it is. There's a swing and a miss right there. That's 3 pitches. Good morning, good evening, and good night. That is strike 3, and there's 2 away for
designated player number 87, Sydney Stelker.
I had a feeling I was just going to let him say it because he was going to say it anyway. Sydney Stelker steps to the plate.
Well, now the outfield has it a little bit easier. There's 2 outs, so they really just need to make a grab anywhere, so they move in just a little bit to try and make those shallower fly balls more catchable.
First pitch is just low, and the count is 1-0. Yes, 1-0. These 2 teams will play again tomorrow. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time, is first pitch on the final day of the regular season before postseason play starts, as that one misses outside, and the count's 1-1. Central Michigan, no matter what, is going to be playing on Wednesday in the first round of the MAC tournament. Who they're against is what we don't know yet. That is what we will find out as this weekend concludes. Ground ball to third, Koenig.
I have that one right.
I am very, very bad at nicknames, as I think we have figured that out in some of our Sports Central segments.
The 1-0 skips into Cairo, so it's a 2-0 count. She's going to take a little walk, talk to Laska behind her on deck.
Just talking about what they want to do on some of the off days coming up.
Now she's going to switch sides and go talk to head coach Salman.
Probably not going to talk to your head coach about situational, or probably are going to talk to your head coach about situational hitting and not an off day plan.
Correct. I think that would be the case.
It's a hitter's count, though. I would lay off. I mean, you haven't seen a strike yet. I would just be cautious with this next pitch. Make her throw you something.
Now she's going to get another couple of words from Laska. Now she'll step into the box. It's a 2-0 count waiting for her. Walters rocks and fires. Paints the outside corner for a strike.
And I'm okay with that take. That take was a pitch down and away. No reason to really swing it when you're ahead in the count. Still ahead in the count. Can regroup here.
Here comes the 2-1. She takes on that one. The off-speed drops into the zone. 4 straight watched pitches. Now it's a 2-2 count.
Hey, now you can't be selective. Now you have to find your pitch and hit. Got to protect the plate.
Walters delivers the 2-2. Swung on and grounded right back to Walters. She'll field, take a couple courtesy steps over to first and flip over for the out.
I feel like this is deja vu because when your inning started last time, that's how I'm pretty sure your inning started in game 1.
There were 2 ground outs back-to-back, right back to the pitcher. Different pitcher, though, this time.
It is.
I believe different hitters as well. Now it's Sierra Alaska with 1 out. In the top of the 4th, Chippewas trail by 2. First pitch. Again, paints that lone outside corner for a strike. Walters, the shaky first inning, gave up 3 runs. A 3-run home run by Grace Koenig, but from then on, she's been just fine. The 0-1. Lifted out toward right field. Shallow and playable for Day to make out number 2.
Yeah, they're not finding that one pitch to hit anymore. They had a lot of really good at-bats. They were working walks in that first inning. They haven't really seen those opportunities since, and I feel like they really let Walters settle into this game, and it's going to just become harder and harder to get back into it as they move along towards the conclusion.
First pitch, misses outside to Tori Briggs. Hit into a fielder's choice in inning number 2. Now it's her second at-bat of game number 2. Gets the 1-0 from Walters. Just outside. Again, the Chippewas already clinched the MAC tournament. The first games will be on Wednesday. Now they're just trying to get the best seed as possible. The 2-0 skips in, cricket style, for ball 3.
We've seen a couple of those on some of the off-speeds that Walters is trying to throw, and she can't get the right grip, and it just bounces in the dirt way before it found its way to home plate.
Quickly moving, Walters is ready to deliver the 3-0. Just barely outside, 4 straight pitches leads to a walk for Tori Briggs, and we're back to the top of the order in Angela Petrovich.
Yeah, now this is Central Michigan's turn. We talked in Game 1 about how Akron found their way to the top of the order for the 3rd time, and that's when things started to work again. Now Central Michigan finds their way to the top of the order for the 3rd time in 4 innings, and an opportunity here now with new at-bats.
Ashley Bila will run for Tori Briggs at first. Odds are Briggs will re-enter.
Now first baseman Tony Ashley Bila.
Slightly different pronunciation, but
that's okay.
The ideas are crossed. It's a tough job for PA if you don't have someone to give pronunciations as well.
That is true.
We've both done it.
We have.
We know it's a tough job. Laying down a bunt right back to the pitcher. Nearly beat it out, and she does beat it out.
Ooh, and some
Akron fans are letting them know.
It's some heckling.
Look, I'll be honest, I think she might have been out, but we'll take the bunt single. Doing the job and still getting on base is Angela Petrovich.
Yeah, now with Kuzara coming to the plate, and that's some power stepping into the batter's box. If she can find a way to just get a hold of one, she doesn't have to put a lot of her home runs this year. She hasn't. I mean, if we look in right center,
again, that gap is still out in right center. Very plentiful gap. A lot of room to roam for a nice line drive. First pitch ball to Kuzera with 2 runners on. It's Bila on second and Petrovich on first. The 1-0 finds the inside corner for a strike. I had to wait a while because there is a well-delayed call on that. I thought I heard the loud yell out of the umpire for the strike, but then the actual hand motion took a little bit longer. 1-1 count to Kuzera. The pitch from Walters. Fouled straight back.
I feel like that was one of the ones that she's going to want back. That one fell over the heart of the plate. Just missed it. And now with 2 outs, it's 1-2.
Yes, 2-strike count. 2 outs, 2 runners on. 1-2 count. Kuzera trying to keep the inning alive. The pitch. Fouled back. I think she nutmegged herself. Went right between her legs in the foul ball.
We've seen a few of those today where the nutmegs have been a part of this game.
It's a very dangerous spot to foul it off. Right between the 2 legs. You catch a piece on either shin, and that one is going to sting. Was fortunate there. Still in the 1-2 count with 2 outs and 2 on. Walters rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strains the 2 runners. And we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Akron still leading by 2. It'll be Jenkinson, Sivek, and Lee due up when we return on the Chippewa Sports Network.
1 hit.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school with your children. We say the Pledge of Allegiance together.
CMU softball on the Chippewa Sports Network.
Mackenzie Langan remains in the circle, trying to salvage Game 2 of this doubleheader for the Chippewas. But there is some action in the bullpen. We'll see how that goes in these next couple innings. We enter the bottom of the fourth, Akron leading 5-3. All of the runs in this game scored in the first inning. From there, it's been over. Delaney Jenkinson will lead off for Akron in this bottom of the fourth to try and extend their lead. Mackenzie Langan has done a great job since she's entered, giving up no runs. First pitch, ball.
Yeah, she's done great. I mean, there's been one threat, maybe, of a scoring chance. But she's really shown her stuff today, and she can be considered one of the best pitchers on this roster, if not the best.
I would argue, say, maybe number one, yes. Lifted out toward left center. It's deep and it's at the wall, and it's going to go. A leadoff home run for Jenkinson adds on to that Akron lead.
Yeah, just as we were talking about how good of a day that Langen's had, is she just leaves one over the heart of the plate, and Jenkinson does not miss. And that's going to make it a little bit harder to come back in this game, and now what is a 6-3 contest.
These Akron hitters have done a great job of taking advantage when the Chippewa pitchers just miss a spot. They leave one over the heart of the plate. They get enough of a piece on it. And again, these all feel like routine high fly balls, but they just keep on carrying out. And we mentioned before Game 1 that the outfield is slightly shallower than what we're used to at Margot Yonker Stadium back home, but it's not that much shallower. And they're just still carrying and just barely sneaking over. First pitch, paints the outside corner for a strike to Brooks Savak.
Just got to find a way to lock in now. And the count goes 1-0. So you got to find a way to get back in the zone.
I believe it was a strike, though. So now it should be a 1-1 count following this ball. Corners are playing in. Williams and Koenig pretty much 3/4 of the way down the line.
Really trying to prevent that slap hit opportunity.
The 1-1 is going to miss for a ball. So now it should be a 2-1 count. Of course, we are never on par with the scoreboard out in right field. There's always some sort of...
There's been some disparities between us and that scoreboard more than a couple of times today.
The 2-1 misses low, and based on Savek staying in the box, that would mean that it was not a 3-ball count. So now it should be 3-1.
Peyton Price, right again.
Look at that.
Price is right.
I'm staying in it. Scoreboard finally agrees with us. They really had no choice at that point.
They did not.
So Langan delivers a 3-1. Slapped foul, and watch out because that hit the netting again. Bounced right back into the field of play.
Yeah, I'm surprised with how elastic these nets are. Normally it just tries to catch it, but this ricochets and bounces right back.
I'm still waiting for our foul ball. I want to catch one. It's really not out of the question from here.
No.
The 3-2. Caught looking. Strikeout for Mackenzie Langan.
Beautiful pitch, top of the zone. No reason for Silvic to swing the bat. And now, with the lineup flipping over, you kind of get a chance to reset your mind now with one on the bases empty, comparing to another walk, which we've seen today. Walks after home runs lead to more bad stuff.
Corners will still play in, but so will the middle and infield. Slap hit foul popped up into the Akron bullpen down the third base line.
Third, short, and left all went for that ball. Good hustle. They got to get back.
That one off the bat was pretty certain to be foul. It was considerably foul.
It was definitely curling towards foul territory.
But you know what? I like the hustle and not giving up on the play. This will be an 0-1 count to Megan Lee. The 0-1 misses just outside or high or somewhere, but not apparently in the strike zone.
It looks like that one might have been a tad outside.
Tough to tell with our angle up on the roof of the press box here in Akron. At least the weather is a little bit healthier. Not so much snow, sleet, and rain all at once, but still cold.
That shocked me. I thought we were going to have to shut off, because if that happens, we have to go off the air, and then we can't broadcast this game. So I'm glad
we were fortunate it was very light and very short, or else our equipment might have gotten too wet, and we would have been in a lot of trouble. The 2-1 misses low, so 3-1 count to Megan Lee. Luckily, we still get to be on the airwaves. Is it a Saturday afternoon? It's hard to keep track during finals week, man.
Pretty sure it's Saturday.
The 3-1 catches a piece of the low and out corner.
Or as I call it, the night before Game 7 between the Pistons and the Magic.
Well, there you go. You know what I just realized? Just now, we're going to miss the midnight scream in Mount Pleasant.
Is that today?
That would be tomorrow night.
Tomorrow?
Ground ball toward Petrovic at second. She fields and flips over to first for the out.
That's just another good play where there's just no hard contact. You just get that ball off the end of the bat for out number 2.
The midnight scream, man. I can't believe I have to miss it. Every single year, every single semester, before exam week starts, the Sunday at midnight, for the fans listening at home, there is every single student on campus screams out their windows. And I'm not on campus anymore, so I might not hear it, but
I participated at the end of fall semester, so
it's still a fun experience. 0-1 count to Haley Glass, the 2-hitter, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. She pops one foul. This is probably the closest one to us, but still plenty far away. So now 0-2 count. Akron able to tack on one with a leadoff home run in this inning by Delaney Jenkinson. From there is 2 straight outs, and now it's an 0-2 count to Glass. Langen trying to limit the damage and get it out of this. 1-2-3 following the home run. The 0-2 skips in. Bad ricochet off the dirt and hits our home plate umpire. It looked like the side of the head. That's a tough spot.
It missed the protective face mask part. Kind of got him up near the ear. He seems to be okay. Doesn't want anybody to check on him, so umpires got to be tough because they know that ball has as good a chance of hitting him on every pitch.
And that's really not Alexa Carter's fault either. Like I said, that one just ricocheted straight left from where it landed in the dirt. Tough for Alexa Carter to stop that one. She's really not going to go all out to try and keep it in front with no runners on, too. She'll take the courtesy circle visit with Mackenzie Langen just for a little extra time for our home plate umpire. And we'll be good to go now from here. 1-2 count to Haley Glass. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Her Akron Zips lead 6-3. Langen delivers a pitch. This is just outside.
Chance here now with 2 strikes on the board just to get out of the inning. And send us to the 5th.
Langen rocks and fires the 2-2. Check swing didn't go. Pitch missed high.
I wonder if that was a foul tip, or did that just miss everybody entirely? It looks like it did.
It looks like it just missed everybody. You say that because it got past Alexa Carter, right?
It did.
I think it was just a little too high and out past the outstretched arm and glove of Carter,
Yeah, that's rare. Carter doesn't let many past her.
That one just escaped her reach. The 3-2 misses low and away. Turns out to be a walk for Haley Glass.
And those ones hurt the most, especially with 2 outs. You had 2 strikes. You just got to keep regrouping and fighting. It's been a resilient day. You just got to keep that going. And you got to find a way to fight back in this game. You probably can't allow another run. It's just as simple as that. You just got to be real with it and pitch to your best ability.
So Wygast, her first pitch misses high for a ball. She had a single in the first, which sparked 5 straight batters that came around to score in that 5-run first inning for Akron. Haley Glass on first. The 1-0 to Wygast. Swung on and lifted out toward deep center field, and that one is going to go.
And go. That ball is still rolling almost all the way out to the sidewalk. And I mean, that pitch was just hammered, and she did not miss it. And it's just turning into a tough day all of a sudden here for Central Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, that one was a no-doubter right off the bat, and I kind of knew that one was going to go. And
I mean, Emma Lotus, she still jumped for it in center, but she knew she had no shot.
I mean, yeah, that was probably, 30 feet over her head and on a piercing line, still going. That probably landed about 250, 260 feet to dead center. That was a no-doubter. Now it's 8-3, the Akron lead. The second home run of the bottom of the fourth. A 3-run inning now for Akron.
And if I'm not mistaken, now all 8 runs today have come with 2 outs.
That's correct, yeah. And Central Michigan in Game 1, all of their runs came with 2 outs. So it's the 2-out hitting for both teams that is bringing the success, as it's a first pitch ball to Lily Sullivan.
And now Central Michigan today in this second game has now struggled with 2 outs to get some big hits. So
popped foul. It'll be a 1-1 count to Sullivan.
But I feel like it's an opportunity where you need to get those 2-out at-bats to go your way, because, I mean,
that's when you have all the runners on, for the most part.
They've done a good job getting runners on base. It's just in this game, not the first game. First game went pretty well in that category, but this game they've just struggled to get that one extra hit, and it's hurt them.
Right. Also, the 3 runs for the Chippewas in Game 2 came on a 2-out, 3-run home run. So, yeah, I mean, all the runs coming with 2 outs. Line drive down the left field line. That'll get down in fair territory. And Lily Sullivan gets herself a 2-out single following the bases clearing home run.
And the line just keeps on moving right now here for Akron. Everything happening with 2 outs in this inning, and it's just going to keep going.
Pretty much starting right over. Essentially, if Akron wants to look at it as a leadoff single for Sullivan, just with 2 outs, try and start it over following the bases clearing home run. It'll be Katie Cantrell. It'll be at the plate, but McCall Solomon's talking to our home plate umpire.
We might get a change.
It's going to be...
Looks like
Sierra Alaska coming into pitch. Now the third pitcher of this game for the Chippewas. Langen did a great job to close out inning number 1. Got through innings 2 and 3 clean. And then it all fell apart here in the fourth. So far a 3-run bottom of the fourth for Akron. They take a 5-run lead, 8-3. With 2 outs following the single from Sullivan, Sierra Alaska will enter to pitch for the Chippewas.
Yeah, it's just tough because overall it was a pretty successful run in the couple of innings that she was out here for Mackenzie Langen. But Solomon's looking for somebody that can put zeros on the board right now, and which what she did. But now that this inning has continued to go on with 3 runs and now the walk, I think the right move was to make a change and get somebody new out there.
Now that really brings up the question of who's going to be the Game 3 starter.
I do think they'll go back to Mackenzie Langen. I think they'll give her the clean day to get the start, get her pregame routine under her belt. I mean, it depends. It depends on how hard they're really trying to win these games or how much they're just trying to get to Wednesday. Is Wednesday just the goal and they're just trying to say, hey, we got 3 games to play, just go out there, do your best, but the result does not really matter?
Well, and that could totally be it. I mean, that's what we were kind of pondering before the game started. What were we going to see out of the Chippewas? And right now, we've seen all 4 pitchers that Chippewas have pitched today in this doubleheader now. So going into tomorrow, it's not going to be a fresh face in the circle for the Chippewas. And that's going to be an advantage for Akron. We also expect Akron's going to send out their Game 1 starter for Game 3 as well.
I expect that just because Akron, well, with a win here today, Akron will clinch the 1 seed officially.
First pitch strike to Cantrell.
So that's something that they're playing for right now as well.
And, of course, Central Michigan trying to spoil that, but...
Right now, they're the 5 seed, Central Michigan coming into today.
Yep. Again, most important part is that they are in the tournament.
Yep. Once you're in, anything can happen.
Right.
That's why you play the games.
So Sierra Alaska becomes the 4th Chippewa pitcher to pitch today, and that is as extensive as the Chippewa pitching staff gets.
I mean, you don't see... Sometimes you don't even see 2 enter, let alone 4.
So now Akron will be seeing every single one of the Chippewa pitchers in this doubleheader. It's a 1-2 count. The pitch misses high. It'll be 2-2 to Cantrell.
Remember, still 2 outs. Just 1 more out to get before the bats come back to the plate in the 5th.
Alaska delivers the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Gets the strikeout and strands a runner, but Akron tacks on 3 more. It's an 8-3, 5-run lead for Akron. We'll enter the top of the fifth. It'll be Williams, Carter, and Koenig due up for the Chippewas when we return on the Chippewa Sports Network.
Smog, garbage, sewers, car exhaust.
Chippewas are running out of innings to spark a comeback. Let's see if it can start here in the top of the fifth with London Williams. Chippewas trail by 5. They scored 3 to start the game in the top of the first and have been scoreless ever since.
I do like the Apple Watch signals that Coach McCall Salmon has on the wrist of her players. I feel like it's a modern way of doing it where you're not tapping your arms or all that stuff. It's just saying, hey, I want you to do this.
First pitch strike to Williams. It'll be an 0-1 count. Macy Walters still in the circle for Akron. She rocks and fires the 0-1, misses outside for ball 1.
Just at this point, when you're down as many as 5 runs like they are, you just got to take it one at bat at a time. Can't try to get it all back in one swing because, well, that's not possible.
Right. The 1-1 misses high.
And good at bats like how this one has started, where you got a hitter's count now. It's just how you got to work it.
Williams certainly has the power for home runs, but I think the idea is to just get on base and let her other batters work her way around. She flies it out to right field off the end of the bat, so not a lot of juice, and an easy play for Andrea Day to reel it in for out number 1.
Yeah, that was a good swing. She was a little early on it. It wasn't squared up as much as she wanted it, but that's a good swing, and it just didn't find green grass.
And also, Alexa Carter moved up to the 4 spot for Game 2. She started Game 1 in the 5 spot. Her and Grace Koenig flipped places. Takes kind of a 3/4 hack at the pitch. Didn't catch a piece, so 0-1 count.
She saw something she liked. She just couldn't catch up to it. The sun starts to show.
For the first time, and I don't think it's going to last very long, looking back, it's kind of just peeking through the clouds. The 0-1 misses outside. There's just a tiny little sliver of open space between the clouds, but definitely take advantage. Warms it up a little bit at least out here. The 1-1 to Carter. This is low and away. 2-1 count. Looking at that Apple Watch like you mentioned for whatever sign she needs. Walters rocks and fires the 2-1. Again, skipping in about a foot short of home plate.
Yes, I think it's the 3rd or 4th time that has happened today where she just doesn't have the grip and doesn't spin the ball the way she wants to, where it actually gets to the zone.
So 3-1 count to Carter, and if she can get a walk on, we assume Ella Loogie will run for her, and then Carter can re-enter. The pitch misses out, so yes, she'll take the walk. Now let's see if Ella Loogie will go run for her. And look at this, Coach Salmon walking to the home plate umpire.
Well, does she pick Ella Loogie, though? That is the question.
Typically for Carter, it's always Ella Loogie, and then Carter will re-enter later on and go back to catch. So let's see if I'm right.
That sounds like...
Oh, I might be wrong. I can't tell right now. I think it is. No, I think it is Ella Loogie. We can't see the number, and it's hard to tell from here, from so far. Either way, there is a runner for Alexa Carter on first following her 1-out walk. I think it is Ella Loogie. All right, I was right.
Yep.
Look at that. So then following this half inning, then Carter will go back to catch defensively.
Which I find that an interesting rule. It just allows your team to strategize a little bit more, which I guess is good for the game.
Absolutely. Quicker runner on first now. First pitch, lacing down the first base line, but foul by Grace Koenig. She got a piece of that one. And oh man, that could have been dangerous. Just pulled it a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's a perfect swing. You just got to find a way to keep it fair. Loogie at first got to make sure she knows when to go, because she waited until that ball hit the ground to take off. And one of those, you just got to go and just know if it's fair or foul later.
The 0-1 to Koenig. Catches the outside corner for a strike. Early 0-2 count on Koenig. Macy Walters with the advantage in the circle. taking control of this at-bat. She rocks and fires and delivers the 0-2. Misses well outside, no question there.
Yeah, she was wanting Koenig to swing at that. It was never supposed to be in the zone.
So with 1 out, trailing by 5, it's Ella Lugie running on first and Grace Koenig getting the 1-2. She takes for a ball, 2-2 count.
That's a good take. It's a pitch, even though it's down, it's over the heart of the plate. Those are tough ones to always lay off of.
Emma Lotus on deck, looking to be a spark plug if possible, if Koenig can get on. Chops it towards second base. Savek fields, throws over to first. So Koenig will be out, but moving Ella Lugie to second was the job.
It was. The only issue is now there's 2 outs on the board, so it doesn't help as much, but it still puts a runner in a scoring position. If Emma Lotus can just put this ball somewhere, it helps out just the same.
Well, Evan, what do they say? You can't have your cake and eat it, too. She moved the runner to second and sacrificed the out. That was kind of the important job. Being able to get on first as well would have been the extra. First pitch, painted the outside corner to Emma Lotus.
I do think it did help in that situation. And now, with a runner on second, you're a base hit away from cutting into the deficit.
Lotus's 0-1 is lined right back at her own dugout down the first base side. Luckily, there is some protective netting in front to keep them safe.
Is there?
It does look like it, yeah.
Okay. I couldn't see that. That makes sense, though.
So an 0-2 count to Lotus. Ella Lugie on second, 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Just barely catching a piece and fouling it off. It was a little blooper down the third base side and past the dugout. Almost playable for Sullivan, just barely out of reach.
That's exactly what she wanted to do. She did that perfectly. She just couldn't keep it fair. Just wanted to poke it down the third base line. You can see everybody on the infield, though, playing back. And now maybe with that sun coming out here, maybe that'll mess with some of the fielders' eyes.
It's at the right angle, too, for the right side of the field to have a lot of trouble. The 1-2 misses low and away, so 2-2 count with 2 outs. Chippewa still trail by 5 here in the top of the 5th.
I will say that sun feels good.
It does, yes.
It does.
We're in the perfect spot where it's to our back, so it's not affecting our eyes at all. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and lined up the middle. That'll get through. Lugie's rounding third. She'll head home, and she'll score without a throw. That's an RBI, 2-out single for Emma Lotus.
Yes, and she gets it back to within 4. Perfect swing. You always need to start a comeback with 1 run, and that helps. And they have it 8-4 now. 1 run at a time is all you got to do.
What did I say when she was on deck? Could she be the spark plug? There she was. She brings home that runner. I mean, you got to go a mile, but you got to start with an inch. You're down 8-3. Now it's 8-4. You're that much closer to coming back. And the inning's not over. Now there's a speedy runner and Emma Lotus on the base path. Rachel Cairo at the plate. And what will be a 1-0 count. Walters rocks and fires. Taken right down the middle.
Now you got to protect, because you don't want a 2-strike count on you.
Well, the advantage, though, is you can still be slightly selective and find the right pitch to hit in this 1-1 count. Walters delivers, misses outside. Hefty secondary lead from Lotus.
I will say, even though these 2 games have not really gone the way they wanted to, we haven't seen much chasing out of the zone today. They've really been zone discipline.
The 2-1 misses low. 3-ball count. Throw over to first at Lotus, not in time.
There's been a few of those today where it's been close at first base because they're dancing off that first base bag.
Well, they're doing a good job of being in the head of Cantrell back behind the plate. You don't want to get a little too frisky, though, and get backpicked. 3-1, fished out towards second base. The grounder eats alive the second baseman Civic, and Rachel Cairo will get on and advance the runner.
That is her second error of the game, or of the day. She had 1 in game 1, and now it brings an opportunity for Sierra Alaska to. I mean, I know she doesn't have the power for the home runs that she's not known for them, but it gives. I mean, if she can just find a way to get another base hit, that'll work too. Keep the line moving.
A single will score that runner from second. Emma Lotus has plenty of speed. First pitch strike to Alaska. Cairo herself on first isn't all that slow either. She can go and take third, and if it's the right hit and it gets to the wall, she could score from first. So the right hit would do wonders. The 1-0. Actually, I think, wasn't a first pitch strike?
It was a first pitch strike.
Yeah, why did I look over at the scoreboard, man? All right, so that was a ball. So 1-1 count.
And that's another one of those off-speed pitches that bounced in the dirt before it even got close to home plate.
Home plate umpire is going to clean off home plate, and we'll get back started. So, again, 2 outs, 2 runners on. It's a 1-1 count to Alaska. Chippewas just brought in 1 run thanks to the RBI single from Emma Lotus. Emma Lotus is now on second, Rachel Cairo on first. Chippewas trail by 4. The pitch. Fouled straight back. Another 1-2 count to Alaska.
That was kind of the one that she probably wants back. It was outside a little bit, but it was definitely enough to get enough barrel on it. And she's using that new bat that we were being told that apparently doesn't come out for another month or something like that.
I believe it just came out, which is why she has it. And it's about a week old, I think they said, so there aren't a lot of marks on it.
Let's hope it's a lucky bat.
It'll be a 2-2 count following that pitch to Alaska. Well, unfortunately, as of right now, Alaska is 0 for 5 on the day in this doubleheader. Great spot to get her first hit of the day. Here's the 2-2. Flown out towards center field, but more than playable for Lee. She'll reel it in to strand 2 runners, but the Chippewas bring home 1 run. So it'll be 8-4 when we enter the bottom of the 5th, when we return on the Chippewa Sports Network.
This is CMU Softball on the Chippewa Sports Network.
The Chippewas tack on 1, but it's still a 4-run deficit as we enter the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Day, Selker, and Jenkinson due up for Akron. Alexa Carter re-enters behind the dish like expected, and Sierra Alaska remains in the circle.
Yeah, you just got to keep the zeros on the scoreboard at this point for Akron. It's 4 runs. You're running out of outs. You got 6 outs to work with offensively. But it starts here, keeping this game 8-4.
Now, this is a great spot to get momentum, too, for the bats. If we can get a quick 1-2-3 inning from Alaska, get those bats back to the plate quick with some momentum, it'll make it a lot easier to drive in some more runs. And they're going to need 4, and like you said, just 6 outs to do it. It's a tough task, but not impossible. Day leads off, first pitch ball. Koenig at third is playing a couple steps in. Lyndon Williams at first playing about parallel with that base path from first to second. The pitch from Alaska drops in at real slow off speed. Starts high and just drips down into the strike zone.
Well, that's what you need. You need something that changes eye levels, and that's exactly what that pitch does.
So 1-1 count today. That pitch misses high. 2-1 count. Like Evan said, looking to hold Akron right where they're at. Try and keep them at 8. So that your 4 isn't too far away if you can tack on some more runs. The 2-1 finds the zone. 2-2 count. Alaska rocks and fires the 2-2. Misses outside. Still no swing in this at-bat from Day.
She looked like she was rushing herself there a little bit. She kind of got right up and went, and it kind of lost control of the ball.
Now it's a full house. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed. Alaska sits her down.
The designated player number 87, Sydney Selker.
Well, if you're looking to get a 1-2-3 inning, there's no better way to do it than by starting with a strikeout.
Yep, the 1-2-3 innings start with the number 1, so that's 1 out.
Oh, yeah. First pitch. This is high to Selker. The 1-0 finds the zone. We're even at 1s. Already 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Laska delivers the 1-1. I miss his high. Laska, pretty much like every Central Michigan pitcher that enters the game, finds immediate success. Langen came in in relief for Campo, got through a couple scoreless innings, and then it all fell apart. Laska came in, got through her batters clean. The 2-1 misses low. 3-1 count to Selker. Laska trying to stay clean through the rest of this game if possible. She's going to need some run support. She's going to need it soon.
Yeah, and she knows that she cannot allow any more runs because
well, she's going to give one up, as that's a no-doubt home run from Selker. And that might have taken the cake for longest home run of today's 2 games.
I feel like that's my fault.
I feel like we've both been jinxing them all day.
I just don't expect at least softball to go that far. I mean, that was kill. That was one that was left over the heart of the plate. It didn't go well. I mean,
no.
it got killed. And it now adds another run to the total, gets rid of the run that we just got back, and it's now 9-4.
Well, she only needed 195 feet down the left field side, but I think she took about 280 on that one.
Yeah, that one, that's gone at Mario Yonker. That's probably gone at all the.
I mean, that's gone everywhere, Evan. That one is no doubt. Honestly, that might be gone at Yankee Stadium with how short Yankee Stadium is. So now it's Delaney Jenkinson with 1 out, and Akron putting on 1 more run. First pitch strike from Laska. We've really got to be careful with what we're saying. Jinxing everything.
All I'm going to say is she's just got to find a way to lock back in and try to get out of this inning.
Yeah, put that behind her. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1 count. Try and forget about it and just keep attacking. Still try to pitch to contact. Maybe get a couple strikeouts along the way. It's all about being confident and aggressive. Laska delivers the 1-1. Just barely off the plate outside.
Now looking a little bit forward to tomorrow. If the Chippewas cannot have an impressive comeback here, you're just going to have to find a way to salvage a game in this series.
Chippewas have only lost 2 series on the season, Ohio and Miami, Ohio, as the 2-1 is fouled back.
And then if they lose today, that's Akron, Ohio.
I don't believe they've been swept in a series in the conference play. I'm talking. They're definitely going to try to not get swept here. They still have a chance to try and come back in Game 2. The 2-2. Kind of a half-hearted swing, but it's a line drive up the middle for a single for Jenkinson.
Yeah, they didn't have much speed to it, but with the way that Cairo was positioned at short, she just couldn't really get there. But she's laid out a bunch today. She's putting her body on the line. She's probably going to be a little sore tomorrow with how much she's dived for balls today.
Yeah, and the colder it gets, too, the more that's going to sting.
And now it looks like Solomon's going to head out there for a meeting. I don't know if there's any more pitching changes that she can make.
Well, Aubrey Strelo would be the only pitcher that hasn't been into Game 2. Really, this visit is to check on Cairo. Definitely seems shaken up following that dive. And understandably so. She's been diving a lot. And with how cold it is, like I said, I mean, your body's frigid. It's cold. It's going to sting when you land, especially if you land wrong. Looks like everything's all good. The infield will stay in just for a slight pep talk to Laska to try and make sure she's in the right headspace. It'll be Brooks Sivek at the plate. Well, it's Bailey instead pinch hitting in the spot for Sivek, with Jenkinson on first and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. The run rule would be 8 runs after 5 innings. Akron would be 3 runs away from that as they lead 9-4.
If you're the Chippewas, you don't want that. You want to try to find a way to win this ball game still, because it's anybody's game. No matter what the scoreboard says, you have a chance.
The 1-0 swung on a miss. Well, if you want to talk about what the scoreboard says, the scoreboard tells you that a 5-run inning is not impossible by any means. Akron had that in the bottom of the first. So being down by 5, the Chippewas by no means are completely out of this game.
That 5-run inning just hurts because if you take that away, it's a 4-4 ball game.
Lifted out toward the left center gap, but really high. It'll be deep and a couple steps inside of the warning track, and Lotus will reel it in for out number 2.
Good job by Kazera covering back there behind her just in case.
Number 77, Megan.
Like you said, that 5-run first inning, very avoidable. An error out in right field would have ended the inning and stranded a couple runners with no runs coming around to score, but unfortunately that's not the way the cookie crumbled, with Cookie on the mound too.
The one-liners are coming out.
First pitch, ball to Megan Lee, and of course the corners are playing in, ready for that bunt.
Chance here though, just you got to find a way to get something positive, and it starts with just getting out of the inning and get the bats back to work. That's your positive step forward as this game gets ready to end.
It'll be a 1-1 count to Lee. Bailey on first Jenkinson on first following her single. The 1-1 misses high, so 2-1 count to Lee.
A lot of these pitches starting to elevate in the zone. She's starting to lose her command up a little bit. Got to find a way to keep the pitches down, but out of the middle of the plate.
Lee 0 for 3 today. The 2-1, she lays down the bunt. Right back to Laska. She fields, throws over to first, but Lee digs it out for a bunt single.
That was another very close play at first base. That's a 50-50 call right there. I'm not 100% sure which way that should have went.
To me, it looked like she beat it out.
And the inning will continue.
That's a bold strategy, a 2-out bunt, but it worked out, and now it's Haley Glass at the plate with 2 runners on, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, leading the Chippewas by 5. First pitch from Laska, misses low and away.
No, the reason that worked is because, I mean, the bunt stopped kind of right in between, another little Bermuda Triangle moment between first catcher, or kind of a trapezoid moment, between first catcher, pitcher, and third, or somebody had to take charge on it.
The 1-0 catches the low and away corner for a strike, so 1-1. Yeah, I mean, a perfectly placed bunt, and to go along with the speed of Lee, it worked out perfectly. Laska needs to find a way to get out of this inning. The 1-1 misses outside, check swing, but didn't go from Glass. Evan, are your knees starting to get a little sore and tired? Mine are killing me.
Yeah,
now.
We've been standing up here for about 5 hours now, and you don't really have a chair because it's holding our equipment. I could always give you mine for the final 2 innings.
No need. We'll fight through it. Swinging and missing on the 2-1 is Glass. So now a 2-strike count.
Well, you got to find a way to just get that put-out pitch. That's been a struggle today for Central Michigan, that put-out pitch, especially in this game. 2 big innings have resulted because of it.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Laska gets another K, straining 2 runners, but not before giving up the home run to Selker and making it, again, a 5-run lead for Akron. Well, my time is up. We'll head to the top of the 6th, and Evan Furno will take back over for the rest of the game on play-by-play. We'll return to a 9-4 lead for Akron when we return on the Chippewa Sports Network.
We go to inning number 6. As we get things going, it'll be the 9, 1, and 2. And you said we had someone new stepping into the box.
Yeah, Ashley Bila will be pinch hitting. This is desperation mode for the Chippewas. Try and find something to get working, so they're going to go to the slap hitter.
And that's kind of what you need in this situation, base runners. So this could help out really in their favor. 1-0 count is the first pitch that Vila misses outside, and the count goes 1-0. My name's Evan Furno. Peyton Price is to my right. Tony Davis is a trip up I-75 or 127 or whichever way you want to go. As that one misses outside again, 2-0. Chippewas looking for just some momentum, either to get something in this game or head into tomorrow, as that one does catch the inside corner And I think the count goes 1-2. I don't know if the scoreboard is right. I don't really trust it anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it.
Maybe 2-2.
Well, I think there are only 3 pitches.
So I would probably say 1-2. That one well inside, almost hits Vila, and that one is now going to make it 2-2. The wind picking up again, as you can clearly hear. Sun has gone away. We missed that moment. Was short-lived. The 2-2. That is low and outside, so maybe that was ball 4. Okay, so ball 4 it is. Maybe the scoreboard was right that time. And it's going to be a leadoff walk. And the line will flip over to the top. And Petrovic will come to the plate.
Well, there you go. Leadoff runner on. Of course, you're running out of time. Down to 6 outs to try and come back by 5. So that leadoff runner being on is important. We'll see if he tries to steal a bag, too.
The first pitch to Angela Petrovic is swung on left field side. This is not going to get fully out of play, but it is going to be a foul ball, and the count goes 0-1. The time hits 7:16 p.m. EST. Remember, Game 3 of this series is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, where there should be a lot warmer weather. Tomorrow is set to be in the 60s at game time. That one is outside, throw back to first. Nice pick, but safely. Back safely.
7:17, Evan. It's almost past my bedtime. We got to get out of here quick.
It's a Saturday. You're okay.
Don't think that really matters as much when we're camping out in a hotel.
1-1, swing and a slap foul back behind home plate, and the count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes, as the internet cuts out on my computer for the 15th time.
I mean, not everything has to be easy in life, but
no,
it'd be really nice if it was.
It would be super easy. Little slap shot fouled on his left field line. Almost hit a pedestrian riding his bike, but it stays foul and misses the pedestrian.
Slap shot. We're watching hockey now? I'm ready to watch some hockey tonight.
I don't know.
If that's what you're thinking.
We did watch some hockey last night. I guess it's still
Wouldn't miss it.
Still in the mind. The 1-2. There's a little slap down the first base line where it's going to be an easy flip, except the speed of Angela Petrovic. She's safe. Runners are now in first and second. There's still nobody out. Central Michigan's got a rally going here in the top of the 6th inning.
It's not exactly how you drew it up on the board with the X's and O's, but that gets 2 runners on with no outs. So, I mean, that does the trick. Petrovic able to wheel it out, so that's a big plus. Now Kuzera, we know she's got some power, some pop at the bat.
She hasn't shown it yet, though, as that's a swing and a miss on a pitch outside the zone. First real chase of the game, but as you were saying, now would be a perfect time for that.
Well, one swing of the bat could completely change this game. It doesn't have to be a home run either. A nice hard line drive out toward the gap could score both runs and put her in scoring position.
The 0-1 is up and outside, and the count goes 1-1.
You know what? I'll start keeping track of the count with my fingers, just so we're all on the same page here, Evan.
That's a good idea. Well, everybody should be on the same page now. It's 1-1, and there's a swing. Fly ball left field, headed towards a small child, but misses the small child, and it's now 1-2. Good parenting over there. The mother protects the kid from the flying foul ball.
Well, what else do you expect? Pretty sure that's job number 1 that a parent signs up for, is protecting from foul balls.
That is in the waiver. The 1-2. That one missed well outside. It was a ball out of hand, and it's now even 2 balls, 2 strikes. Peyton Price holding up the sign like the umpire he dreams to be. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 2 on, the 2-2 swing, and a ground ball fouled on the first base line. That's probably the best case scenario there. Could have been an out, which you don't really want an out in that situation.
No, but I don't think it was going to be a double play, so not necessarily worst case scenario, but of course still don't want to give a free out like that. So good for her to stay alive in the at-bat. Hopefully she can do some more damage, get a nice base hit, advance the runners, get her on base without sacrificing any outs.
2-2 again is way outside, ball out of hand. It's now full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Temperature continues to drop. Wind now picks up, blowing out to right field. My phone still says 43 degrees, but there's no way that's true. 3-2, swing and a line shot, foul down the first base line again, really pulling the softball. Just got to put one fair this time.
Well, that's a defensive swing and a 2-strike count, but, I mean, that's a great healthy hack, a hard line drive. I mean, we saw that earlier from here. If she can just straighten one out, I'm telling you, the way she's hitting it, she can do a lot of damage. Also, with that temperature, that's the official temperature, but the feels like is probably 20.
3-2. Strike 3, looking on a pitch that gets called at the bottom of the zone, and that's out number 1. A tough take, a confident take, but back to the dugout goes Kuzera.
And you can't do that in this situation. You need any runs you can get, and to give them a free out looking on a strike 3 call is not the way to do it.
Well, it's London Williams now in the box. Swing and a line to right to first. And the line drive leads to a double play. An unlucky swing there for the Chippewas leads to a 3 unassisted double play and sends us to the bottom of the 6th. The last at-bat for Akron comes up next here on 101.1 The Beat. We take a trip. Bottom 6, Central Michigan 4. Akron 9, last at bat for the Akron Zips. And it's going to be Wygas to the plate, as it'll be the 3, the 4, and the 5 due up for the Zips.
Well, it's most likely their last at bats. For the Chippewas, they hope it's not. They want to send it to the 7th or later if possible, but being down 5, that's going to be real tricky.
And that top of the 6th just felt unlucky for Central Michigan with some good swings that just didn't really result in anything. As the count goes 1-0 to the first baseman.
Yeah, I mean, just a tough sequence. The called strike 3 and then a line drive back to first to double them up. They were threatening, had 2 runners on, no outs, and quickly just got taken out of the inning.
That one misses up and away. Wygas, of course, last time hit a 495-foot home run, and maybe not.
It might have been farther.
Maybe not that far, but I've heard that ball traveled with the Artemis II rockets.
That could be the case.
Around the moon. The 2-0 is in for a strike. Fun fact, since I brought up the Artemis II rocket, I got to see all the crew and that stuff over spring break. So that's my little fun fact.
That wasn't that fun.
Oh, okay.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm
just
giving you a hard time.
Try to think of something more fun then.
That's not my job.
Yeah, okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 6th inning. Opportunity here for a strikeout, which comes. Well, I guess down on strikes, and there is one away.
See, we just had to have a little more fun up here. Now maybe the Chippewas will have more fun down there. Try and get through this inning clean, score some runs to keep themselves alive in this game.
Now Sullivan will now step to the plate with 1 out on the board. Bases are empty. Just got to finish off this game 1 at bat at a time. That one's fouled back, headed our direction, but off that screen as it's fouled away. Once again, these 2 teams are going to play tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Same with every other game going on in the MAC, kind of like how the MLB does their end of the season stuff. Everybody plays at the same time, so there's no scoreboard watching, unless in the dugout, of course. That one does not catch the outside corner. 1-1's the count now. It's 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. We pretty much already know everything. We know the 6 teams that are going to be in the MAC tournament.
Right.
It's just now scrambling them up and figure out who's going to play who.
Well, and we're hoping we can play Western Michigan for a couple of reasons. For one, Coach McCall-Salmon hates Western Michigan, which I love that she hates them because I hate them, and we all should. But also, for 2, McCall-Salmon is very good at beating Western Michigan.
Strike 3 on a pitch on the outer part of the plate, swung out of the zone. Another thing, they're staying in the same hotel as us.
That is true. Our conference rooms are right next to each other, so
yeah.
Hopefully it all stays safe in there. Hopefully the 2 feuds don't collide.
Thinking about maybe door dashing some little fireworks smoke bomb things and messing with them.
Well, that wouldn't be nice.
That's a lot of fun.
Why would you do that?
Because it's Western.
Yeah, I guess.
1 ball, no strikes. That one just missed away. or the catcher who steps to the plate. Easy first 2 outs here for Sierra Alaska.
You know what would be a better prank on them? Beating them in the tournament.
Yeah. Fly ball, center field. This is shallow, running in on it, Emma Lotus, and making the catch. Now that was a nice, clean inning for Sierra Alaska. We go to the 7th, last at-bats for the Chippewas. Next on 101.1, the Beat.
Adoption of teen.
Central Michigan, Akron. We go to the top of the 10th inning, or not 10th, sorry, top of the 7th inning, as 21, Alexa Carter, steps to the plate. I don't know where I got the number 10.
10th inning, we missed a couple, huh?
I don't know where I got the number 10
What
from.
happened there?
No, it's still the top of the 7th. Nothing happened in between the end of the last half inning. Alexa Carter takes ball 1 to the outside part of the plate, and the count goes 1-0. I think it's the cold starting to set in with my brain a little bit.
I mean, we can make excuses all we want, but
I know 10 is greater than 7. We can figure that out.
you can't even blame the scoreboard because the scoreboard doesn't even have a 10th inning on there. It only goes up to 9 just in case there's extras needed.
Outside again, 2-0 to Alexa Carter. That one misses low again. It's now 3-0. Central Michigan, 1 at bat at a time is the only way they can get back into this. You need 5 runs to tie, 6 to take the lead. They would need to hit 10 runs to take the lead, as that's 4-pitch walk. And that brings us to the 5-hole. And home run hitting Koenig to the plate.
Third baseman number 24.
Well, now Alexa Carter is going to have to run on first after Ella Lugie ran for her before and she re-entered, so not the speediest runner on the base path, but the bright side is you have a runner on the base path.
Bunt attempt pulled back, and the count goes 1-0.
See, and that's very questionable strategy. To throw down a bunt when you're only down to 3 outs, and you're down by 5 with a runner on and your power hitter at the plate. I don't know why you'd sacrifice the out there.
That one is inside. Maybe you got to lean in on one of those. Try to make it hit you so you got 2 on then. 2 balls, no strikes. Maybe Coach Carl Solomon just wants them to play the way that they know. Get the bunt down, use your speed, and get on base. The 2-0. That is low again. 3 balls and no strikes. That is 7 consecutive pitches out of the zone. Akron has realized that, and they'll use their timeout.
And Walter's still in the circle. She's done a great job in Game 2 here. Gave up the 3 runs in the first inning, just 1 run so in the rest of the game after that. So she's been doing well. Luckily, she has plenty of run support to start losing her command at this point of the game.
And that is ball 4. 8 consecutive pitches out of the zone. And that will bring up, after first and second now with nobody else, and it brings Emma Lotus
Number 11, Emma Lotus.
to the plate. First and second, nobody out. Top 7, 9-4. Akron over Central Michigan in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Akron won Game 1 in a walk-off fashion. They're looking to sweep the day. Central Michigan, though, seems like they want other ideas out of that, though, as they got the first 2 on, and the first pitch is a ball outside. Count goes 1-0. And now we might be getting a pitching change here, some sort of change, as that is, well, it's 9 in a row, right, out of the zone.
Yeah, and I don't know why you'd lose faith in this pitcher that's been doing so well so far. Like, you got 5 runs to give, and they are going to change pitchers. I would have thought they would have just held on to her, let her go the rest of the way. Just needs 3 outs.
And they're bringing Maddie back into the game. Remember, she started Game 1. She went all 7 innings, and she comes back in to face, well, Emma Lotus, who's already ahead in the count 1-0.
It's also a weird spot to switch pitchers in the middle of an at-bat. Now you're going to a new pitcher, and she has to step in with a 1-0 count. We also expect to see her for Game 3, so there's that heavy workload we were talking about.
She seems bright-eyed, though, and ready to accept the challenge.
In the circle, replacing Macy Walters, is number 18, Maddie Jamrog.
So Jamrog, as you could just heard the PA announcer say, re-enters the circle with bases 66.67% full and A 1-0 count on Emma Lotus. First pitch is in there for strike one, and the count is even now at a ball and a strike.
The one advantage, though, of changing pitchers is now you have a pitcher on, and with the two runners on, she doesn't have to worry about those runners because those won't affect her ERA. Those aren't her runners, which frees her up to be more aggressive to the batters.
Check swing. She did go around. Emma Lotus in the Central Michigan dugout disagrees. That bat did go pretty far, though. Did it go all the way is the question. That is something we don't know. Umpires say...
And our opinion doesn't really matter.
No, we probably have the fifth or sixth most important opinion. There's a swing and a little pop fly. Third base side and a great diving grab by the shortstop, Delaney Jenkinson. Oh, my goodness. She's had some great plays today.
Now batting.
Yeah, that's a tough break for the Chippewas to give away an out on a foul blooper. I mean, I think that was going to be foul, but if that gets down the line, I mean, then you've got bases loaded, no outs.
Rachel Cairo now. First pitch she sees is a strike, and the count goes 0-1. That gives Central Michigan their first out on the great diving play from the 6 hole. Swing and a foul ball. Third base side, and it's now 0-2. The 0-2 misses up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Check swing, went too far. That is strike 3. And there is 2 outs now. Central Michigan down to their final outs. Sierra Lasko will step to the plate.
Well, there's a reason they're bringing in this pitcher, Jamrog, again. She's so effective not only in attacking the zone, but then utilizing her tunnels to make the batter chase. Cairo chased at something probably a foot outside the zone.
First pitch swinging, a little blooper to short. It's down in front of the shortstop, Jenkinson. Everybody is safe, bases loaded. If you can find a way to get a grand slam, you're right back in it. As it was Tori Briggs. It's not going to be Tori Briggs.
20, Ashley Billa.
And Ashley Billa will get her second at bat.
She was walked in her first, so she really hasn't had a swing in a game in a while, so she's still going to be rather cold, but I mean, this is about as big of an at-bat as you're going to get in this game.
First pitch misses away, counts 1-0. Got to find a way to get a base hit. Base hit scores 2. Double probably scores all of them. A lot of speed on the bases right now for Central Michigan. The 1-0 swing and a capper foul at home plate, and the count's even now 1-1.
As a pitcher, it's obviously not fun to have bases loaded, but the advantage is that the Chippewas still don't even have the tying run at the plate. I mean,
tying runs on deck.
Right. So Jamrock can still continue to be aggressive and confident.
The 1-1 misses outside. 2 balls and a strike now as Central Michigan ahead in the counts. Vila looking for an opportunity here to play hero and get them back in this game. The 2-1 misses up, and now real hitters count here 3-1, a chance to walk in a run.
And if you're Vila, you're pretty much expecting there's no chance this is going to be a ball. Jamrock is not going to walk in a free run, even though they can afford to.
That does connect. And Coach Salmon not happy. Full count. Chippewas out of their final strike.
Well, I mean, pretty much the same scenario. If you're Vila, you're expecting this to be in the zone.
I would expect this is a definite swing situation, and it is. Base hit left field. It's 60 feet for everybody, and it's a run for the Chippewas that makes it 9-5 now as Central Michigan's on the board in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. RBI single for Vila.
Number 6, Angela Petrovich.
And Petrovich now to the plate.
Well, there you go. I mean, that brings home the run. Everyone's safe. And now you have the tying run at the plate. So now there's a little bit more pressure on Jamrog in the circle.
Tying run at the plate. Petrovich looking to get one here, but it's a ground ball to short. Play is at third, and she's out. And Solman has been thrown out of the game. Of course, it doesn't matter. Akron has clinched the 1 seed. I don't know what to say, but what I do know is that she was not out on that play at all.
For Central Michigan in the top of the 7th. Final score,
Well, I mean, and as Coach Salmon clearly agrees with you, and she's giving the umpires her 2 cents, but it's not going to affect anything. The umpires won't even have a conversation with her. And we saw a big celebration out of Akron because not only do they clinch the 1 seed, that clinches for them a regular season MAC champion.
And that is regular season MAC champions indeed. They clinched the 1 seed. That's probably going to do it for us. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Well, I feel like the bats for the Chippewas were doing their job. They scored plenty of runs between the 2 games. The only problem is the pitching staff just really couldn't do their jobs in limiting those runs. So even though they got some runs to work with offensively, the Chippewa pitchers just couldn't quite do it. And so that'll also bring up the question of who's going to be the starter tomorrow and what rotation are we going to see, as all 4 of the Chippewa pitchers pitched today. So Akron's not going to have any surprises.
Well, that's going to do it for us. We thank you for joining us. 9-5 your final score in Game 2. Akron wins the day. My name's Evan Furno. Peyton Price has been my color analyst for everybody back in the Moore Hall studios. We thank them for keeping us on the air all night, day long,
day,
all
afternoon, evening,
however
all
long
of it.
We've been here. Your final score, once again, 9-5 in favor of Akron. That'll do it for us. Thank you for listening to Central Michigan Softball on 101.1 The Beat and Fire Up Chip.
Alright, I've gone through all the tracks, just moved through